Hey guys, welcome to another episode of As Told by Ari. I know it's been a little bit since I posted last. I know I say this almost every week, but there's always something going on every single week of my life. So if that doesn't give you a little hint of how busy I am, 25/8, now you know. So there's just been a lot going on with my city, with, my school, my job, and everything like that. So again, I'm sorry. It's been a couple more days than it normally would be when I post. But honestly, it's great to have you guys back for another week. Thank you so much for coming back. And honestly, I'm just going to dive right into it. So this week, I really want to talk about the need for pride. I understand that I might be a little late, and again, I apologize. But part of the purpose of the page is to talk about things even when they're not being talked about by social media or the masses or, any variation of those things. So I actually really wanted to talk about the need for pride and why it matters so much. Now, as a heterosexual young woman, I have heard everything under the sun about pride. Why do we need it? I don't see people having straight pride parades. I don't have people saying, "Oh, well, I don't have you don't see me spreading heterosexuality down your throat." Every idiotic thing under the sun. I think we've all heard about pride and what it represents, what it's for, the misconceptions of it all. We've heard everything under the sun. So this is me stating why pride is important. As an ally, even though it is not about me, it is about those that just want to be able to love who they love and how they love. That's what it's about, guys. Come on. That's what it's about. It has nothing to do with any type of agenda. It has nothing to do with any type of ramming any type of belief down anyone's throat. It is about self-expression. That's it. That's all. And it's 100% okay if someone wants to wear a million colors and say that this is about their love. It's okay if someone wants to be completely off the radar for what you think, for them to be it's not this big rocket scientist thing. It's not this hard thing to understand. Pride is necessary because the LGBTQ community has been persecuted everywhere for as long as they've been people. So considering the rest of us have been people for quite a long time, how do you think it is for them to literally feel like they have to be sheltered away or closeted away? Or how would you feel if your entire life you felt you really had to fit a specific mold and you finally get to be everything you want to be? That's not a hard concept to gather. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Now, I as an ally, I will be honest with you guys. I can't sit here and say that I know every single avenue about the LGBTQ community. I don't. It is a vast world all in its own. I am not even kind of kidding. There are pansexuals, bisexuals, asexuals, transsexuals, homosexuals. There are all types. There are non-binary. There are all kinds of people that make up this community. And at the end of the day, they're allowed to celebrate any way they freaking want to. If they want to have a giant parade filled with unicorns and glitter and dildos for all we care, let them do that. Let them do it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to. But fun fact, it's not about you. Crazy. It's crazy, right? It's weird. It's like not everything's about everybody all the time. There are things that are going to happen that you have no control over, that you don't agree with, that you don't like. But at the end of the day, even if it's shitty, people have the right to do it. So considering pride celebrates self-expression, it celebrates love, it celebrates all kinds of monumentally amazing things, there's no reason why it should really be a problem. No matter what your religion, no matter what your background, no matter what your mentality says about any of it. It's not for you to say how someone can love and who they can love. And, that's, personally for me as an ally, I think that's the greatest thing about pride that I love. Unfortunately, I still haven't gone on my first pride parade. I still really, really want to do that. Just more so because I want to see that type of freedom. I want to see that type of self-love. They have to be so guarded, okay? I can honestly say I have so many friends that feel very guarded about their sexuality, and even though, you know, they are open about their sexuality, they're honest about their sexuality, it doesn't change the fact that they've been persecuted for their whole lives for it. It doesn't change that people have deliberately gone out of their way to bully them for it. They've gone out of their way to say awful things because of it, or even if they suspect it. There's no reason why something as celebratory as Pride should be looked at as anything other than the celebration of the human experience, a different human experience if that's not yours. Being an ally is just being there. Just take in what they are, who they are, what they are about. Do what you can to speak out for them. Be an advocate for their love. Be an advocate for just proper teaching of it. The biggest misconceptions are the things that cause the biggest amount of problems. Guys, it's 2018. We are in the technological age. We have computers in our hands. We have means of communication that have way surpassed what we thought they could 10 years ago. You know, the ignorance is done. It's done. It's done. Pride is about celebrating who you are, what you are, loving who you want and what you want. And at the end of the day, anyone that can go against that, A, that's not your friend. B, that's not your ally. C, they need love too. We can't keep letting dumb stuff keep us divided, guys. We can't. We have untold stories from people, members of the LGBTQ community that have had to go in hiding for their whole lives. There are people that have been murdered, beaten, killed off, outed, driven out of towns. There have been so many injustices done to these people, to this community, and it's time that now, instead of just looking at Pride Week as just, a week, that's cool. I want to wear rainbows, so I'm going to go. No! It is a celebration for everything they have gone through as a community, as people who have had to actually fight for progress, just like everybody else. They are no different than you, me, your cousin, your neighbor, someone in Tanzania. They're no different. They're people just looking for their love in the world. And if that's how they want to celebrate it, if Pride is a month, a week, a day, a lifestyle, let them do that and be happy that they have the freedom to do so. Even if you don't agree with it, you don't have to agree with something to know that there's still a right in it. Love is love is love is love is love is love is love, guys. And that's what Pride is about. That's why it matters. It doesn't just matter to the members of the LGBTQ community because they're not the only ones affected by it. Yes, it is for them. But Pride for every other person outside of the LGBTQ. Wow. Sorry, guys. Pride for every person outside of the LGBTQ community is a representation that love is love is love is love is love. It is a representation that equality matters. It is a representation that love matters no matter what the love is. It is a representation that everyone can follow because all it is about acceptance. It doesn't matter what part of the LGBT community you're on. It doesn't matter what part you identify with. It's about accepting who you are, what you are, and being yourself in the fullest, meanest way you can be. And by meanness, for those of you who don't know slang, I mean the most realest thing you can be. Live your truth, guys. Be your truth. And for those of you that are members of the LGBT community, happy belated Pride. I'm not sure if it is the whole month, but I do know that it was last week. And, you know, you guys are an inspiration for all of us because as a person of color, I know your fight. I might not know the exact fight, but I know what it means to fight. And because of that, because of our collective human experience, you guys are rock stars. And no matter what anyone says, no matter what any dictator says, yes, Trump, I'm talking directly about you, and Pence while we're at it, you rock. Who you are is amazing, and everything you are is meant to be. So I know this one was actually kind of short. I tried to keep it shorter just so I didn't cry and I didn't get too loud in that, but be an ally. Learn what it means to be an actual LGBTQ ally. And in the meantime, learn about it. Learn something. They're people. Treat them as people. It's not hard. All right, guys. I love you all. Tune in next week. I promise. And hopefully it'll be a couple days after this, or, max not a week and a half. But you guys are loved. You matter, and above all else, live your truths, because those are the truths that matter. Bye, guys.